Hey guys, it's Christina
with Natalie,
and we're from Best Paw Forward Training. And today I have a recipe for you that is for basically doggy breath mint cookies. We're really excited about this recipe. So the ingredients that you'll use will be listed down in the description, but we've got fresh mint, fresh parsley, melted coconut oil, oats, egg, and water, and that's it. So the first step that we do, you can preheat your oven to 325. Okay, so that's preheating. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to take our oats and we need to mash these up until they're more of like a flour consistency instead of like these oats. So if you want to very carefully, here, I'll remove this.
Oh, okay.
Very carefully pour all of that into there.
Okay.
There we go. And then you can just put that bowl in the sink there.
Okay.
Okay. So slowly.
Should I put it at speed 1?
Well, you can do it a little faster than that. But slowly speed mix 2. That. You gotta lock it, babe.
Oh.
There you go. There you go. That's probably good. So I've got the whisking one on there, and I'm just gonna try and pulse it until they're kind of mixed more together like flour. Okay, so then what you're gonna want to do in a secondary bowl is mix your other ingredients. So we've got our fresh chopped parsley. That is about a half a cup roughly, so make sure all of that gets in that bowl. Okay, if you gotta scoop some out with your hands, you can scoop it out.
Sticking on my hand.
I know, it's because it's fresh. So it's kind of, when you cut this, it'll be kind of wet. You're releasing all of the moisture and all that stuff out of it. So there's that.
Okay.
Put that in the sink.
Okay.
Careful, honey, they're glass. And then that is mint. So that's also about half a cup of fresh mint. So roughly, with the mint, I bought it in the little plastic rectangle things. So I used about 2 of those for the mint, and then the parsley I didn't use a whole like bundle like you buy from the store. I used maybe a few sprigs of that. So this is melted coconut oil. That's about 3 tablespoons of that. You want to be really careful with coconut oil. Just do it in like 20 to 30 second bursts until it's melted, especially if it's room temperature. If it's already soft, it's not going to need long to melt.
There.
So there's that, and then we want to put our egg in there.
Okay.
And I'll get you the garbage can.
Whoa, it already cracked.
Yeah.
Come on, crack that right there.
There you go.
Egg?
All right. Okay, I want you to go in the bathroom and wash your hands.
Okay.
Please. And then the other ingredient is about a 1/4 cup of water. They said you could need more water potentially, but that's what we started with, was a 1/4 cup. So I'm just gonna take a whisk and mix this. All of this up together. And the nice part about this recipe is even while you're cooking it, it smells so good. This mint smells really, really good.
Yes.
So that's all kind of, I don't know if you can see that without me spilling it, but that's all kind of mixed together now. Just wait. And let's see how this is doing. So you can see this is kind of, I'm going to do it a little faster just to get the last little things that are still kind of oats. What you're trying to do is you're trying to break up the oats. Like I said, so it's more of like a flour, like kind of mashed consistency, as opposed to individual oats like you would do for like oatmeal cookies and stuff. Will you get the little red spatula out of that drawer?
Oh,
for me,
yeah.
please? No, I think it's in the, it might be in the drawer under that.
A baking drawer. No, this.
Yeah,
Found it.
that's fine. And then we'll also need the rolling pin too and the end.
I'll grab it.
So yeah, you can kind of tell it's a little more flour than oat. You may have to use a different kind of mixer to kind of mash it together, but it should be okay. So then, okay, thank you.
Welcome.
So then we will mix this into here, and then I'll let you put it back under the mixer.
Okay.
So what we're going for is more of like a, a cookie dough type consistency. You don't want it to be too wet because this is a recipe to roll out and cut forms into. So yeah, you want to make sure that. So there you go with that. The other nice thing about this recipe is parsley actually contains chlorophyll. So the what chlorophyll helps to do is get rid of bacteria. So that's part of why these are breath freshening. Besides just the mint in there, obviously, most of us know how. That's okay. Most of us know that mint helps. They smell really good. I can't wait to smell them when they're in the oven. I bet it's going to smell really good.
They already smell good even though they're not in the oven.
Okay, so why don't you step back and let me see that. No, it's fine. Leave that on. Yep. Now just step back. Thanks. And we will see what the consistency of this guy is like. There you go. Hey. Thank you. Be quiet. Of course, he has to be sitting in the window. You be quiet, buddy. Don't need to hear you. Thanks. So let's see. I think this might be a little too wet to form. No. This might be a little too wet to form. So I wonder if I need to add. There we go. I think what I'm gonna do. So, this is a show of improvising. We do that a lot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of just regular flour to the mixture and see if that helps kind of solidify it a little. Because we definitely cannot form it the way it is. So baking is about, some science. Sometimes you got to experiment and see kind of what's going on. Our oven preheated. And if we can't form this, the next best thing will be we'll just roll it into little balls and you can make breath mint balls. This is why it's fun to do some of this stuff at home because you don't necessarily have to get it perfect, especially for the dogs. It's not like the president's coming over to eat or something. It's just your dogs. So they'll pretty much be happy with anything they get most of the time. And I lost my thing in there.
What thing?
The spatula.
Ow.
See, that's how you know this show isn't edited, because I lost my spatula and you're watching me dig it out. Oh, it smells really good. Okay, let's see if that can be formed. Hey, what are you doing? A little, but I don't think it'll be rollable. So what I'm going to do is I am going to just roll these into balls. And just like I said, just make little breath freshening balls.
Wait, can I help?
Yes, honey. So we're going to just take this so you can kind of see the consistency here. It's a little drier than it was before I added the little bit of flour. You saw I just add kind of like a random handful of flour. So I can kind of roll it into a ball, but I don't think I'm going to be able to roll it with my rolling pin. So I'm just going to do something along the lines of like this, and then kind of flatten it a tiny bit so it's more of like a coin shape. And then I will put it in the oven for about 35 to 40 minutes. And we will see how they come out. I will post, as always, on our social media. I'll post pictures of after and let you guys know, you know, kind of how many it made and what they looked like when they're done. So I think that's it. What do you think, kid? You want to come say bye?
Bye.
Bye, guys.